For the past week, we have been staying on the mountainside in Switzerland, in the small picturesque town of Mürren. In our last video, we explored the more adventurous side of Mürren, but this week we are attempting to sit back and soak up the surrounding nature. We grocery shop through someone's home while they are working in the field. We go on a little too adventurous of a hike, and we share some of the life lessons we have been learning over the last year. I think one of my favorite parts of staying in this area is taking the cable car from one little section of the mountain to another. So there are different little villages all along the way, and it's so fun to just get around that way. I don't know, it takes life into a more kind of simplistic direction. I know like a cable car is not necessarily simplistic, but it's just having no car and just walking everywhere and then taking the cable car up and down the mountain is just really, really fun. The girls love this playground that's here on this, this is kind of the first level up. We're staying on the second level up, and they love coming down here. I think in a little bit we're gonna walk around this little village, and they have some honesty shops and things that we're gonna go look around and see if we can maybe get some milk and cheese for a picnic later. So there's a sign right by this house, it looks like, where it says you can come say hi to the chickens. Hello. So we're just walking on someone else's property because they invited us in to look at the chickens. I think it's pretty cool. So where we are at right now is called Gimmelwald, and it is the first step up the mountain. This is actually what made us fall in love with this area about 5 years ago. Bradey and I came here kind of by accident. We were in Interlaken and we just kind of picked this spot at random, and the top of the mountain we wanted to get to was closed because it was too late in the day, and we came to this stop first because this was the only one that was open, and we were just blown away. Now it's a bit more built up now than it was then, but if you climb up a little bit higher you can kind of see what we saw when we came here about 5 years ago, and probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life.
So periodically as you're walking down this path, you'll see signs of what people are selling inside of their homes. It seems like almost everyone has these small little shops set up where they're selling homemade cheese or homemade jerky or dairy products. So basically they're outside in the field working all day long, but they have honesty shops set up to where you can come buy some cheese from them and leave the correct amount of money for them.
So this is one of the honesty shops set up. This is just in their home, and they have a fridge and full of things that you can purchase. So we're gonna take a look. They have what looks like some maybe yogurt, milk, eggs, some meats and cheeses. So what are we gonna get?
Tell me how this makes you feel.
Chloe's a little worried that we're somewhere we're not supposed to be.
We're trespassing.
It does feel a little odd, but it's still really cool.
Mango?
What is this? Mango yogurt.
Yeah. And it
Wow,
asks,
that's only 2 francs. That's a good deal.
They ask if you'll bring the jars back when you're done.
Oh, okay. Chloe, do you want some fresh cow's milk?
It's milk?
Milk?
Some fresh milk from the cow?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, is this the ones that like taste like nuts?
No, it's not almond milk.
I only like regular milk.
Okay, we'll get you some regular cow's milk. This is probably the best kind of milk that you can get. Happy cows. Okay, so I think we're gonna get some mango yogurt, a little sausage, and some cheese.
And a thing of milk for
And
Chloe.
milk?
Yeah.
Look at the ton. All right, are we gonna be able to eat all this? Okay, let's do it. This is 2. We'll round this up to 5 and 5. So that's 10, 13. Yep.
13 francs?
13 francs.
All right.
I'm writing down everything that we're getting, totaling it up, and then that's when we put the money in the... Alright, time for a picnic.
Picnic!
So I think somehow this small town represents a lot of the lessons that we've been learning lately, and it's probably why we were so drawn to it 5 years ago. And it's that back to basics mentality. It's the mentality of just living in nature and I don't know, somehow when you stand here and you're looking at this view and you hear the sound of the waterfall off in the distance and the bells of the goats and the cows in the field, not to sound cliche, but it really does, I mean, it melts your stress away. It makes you realize that all of those micro stresses that you've been worried about really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. And I think we are kind of searching for a back to basics lifestyle eventually. Just based on the last week of being here, just how relaxing and calming this experience has been.
You got a way of keeping me up most nights. It's always worth the sleep I sacrifice. And love is too precious to trade for rested eyes. And you look beautiful in the morning light.
We're staying at Hotel Alpina, and we climbed a lot of stairs to get up here. I'm a little out of shape, so I might be out of breath. We're also at elevation right now, but we did that so that we could have an incredible view. So I'm really hoping that it's worth it, but looking out the windows, I think it's gonna be worth it.
Go check it out.
Oh, how do I get out? There we go.
Doors.
It's hard. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I like almost want to cry. This is incredible. Wow. Oh my goodness. I can't even. Wow, this is breathtaking. Whew. I assumed this would be a good view because everything in this town is just gorgeous. This has to be the best view in this whole city. Like, I'm just blown away.
So naturally, when we encounter views like this, we want to find the right words to describe it. But it truly is indescribable. It takes your breath away. It just makes you stare in awe. Like, I did not realize the world had a view like this, let alone you could sleep and your balcony is just extending out over top of this mountain range. It's absolutely incredible. So obviously we love Murren, we love this part of Switzerland. We don't often return to this same place twice, but this is our second time here. We see this being a place we come back to frequently because of how special it is. If you missed our last video, we looked at a lot of the different activities to do, but man, it's worth coming here to stay literally in this exact room with this view. And we're gonna have trouble leaving this balcony, I think, to finish up our bucket list of things to do here.
Ooh.
Are your feet cold?
Yes. I don't have any socks or shoes on.
Look at the view, kiddo.
Sorry, it's just so cold. It's pretty.
What do you think?
It's cool.
Is it a little scary so high up?
No.
Is that good?
That came straight from a cow.
Can I try the yogurt?
A yogurt, yep. Do you think this came from a cow or from a goat?
A goat.
What would it be called if it came from a goat?
A goat turd.
Goat gurt.
Goat gurt. That's not what it's called.
Mmm.
Is it good?
Local
Okay.
try.
Not your favorite.
Don't spit it
Don't
out.
spit it out. It's okay. Drink some milk
Drink
to
some milk.
wash it down.
You should try it.
Okay, so we have some yogurt, some cheese, some salami, bread, milk, all that we've gotten right here fresh in this village. So we're gonna have a little picnic. And we don't have any spoons.
Good thing it's runny. Good thing it's runny.
So we're gonna try the yogurt like this. Oh, that's good.
I was hoping you would say butterfly.
Alexa, you really like it? Yeah, that's
Daddy,
good.
you're gonna say butterfly.
So we were just sitting having our picnic, and a wild mountain goat came up the hill right next to where our hotel is. We could tell that he was wild because he was pretty far out away from the houses, and then he just kind of scurried off and into down the mountain. It's pretty cool.
Time for your water drink.
Tonight we are walking to the world's most beautiful playground. Normally there's a train that takes you from the little town we're staying in to the top, but it's not working right now. So as you can tell by how much I'm panting, we decided to hike it.
Tossed in like a castaway, what we wanted, not what we thought we wanted. Tossed in, you couldn't see it coming, what we needed, not what we thought we needed. Don't give up, don't give in.
What? I don't know, I'm just getting the shots. Wait for me. But it was a cool shot.
If you hurt yourself, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't even know how to call 911 here.
911.
I don't think it's that. I think it's different. So every so often we are stopping to reward ourselves with a little gummy bear treat because this is not the longest hike we've ever done, but it's probably not a good idea. This hike is pretty much just straight up the side of a mountain. But it's beautiful.
There's cows on the side of the mountain.
So beautiful. So it's gonna be great. If you've watched our videos before, you know that I have a very love-hate relationship with hiking. So
Mostly hate.
no, I love this part. Oh my gosh, Alexa, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Do you need another gummy bear?
Yes, please.
Gummy bear!
We're almost to our next gummy bear stop, so let's get going.
The big one has lots of babies and I can't hold all of them. Daddy,
You okay?
that's just a really slippery bit.
Yeah.
It appears the road may be closed.
Nah. That's just for the cows, not for us.
You think?
Yeah.
Look at the baby. These cows are seriously judging us and our ability to do this hike, I think.
They're like,
They are just staring at us.
they're like, get out of here, like, right now.
Gummy bears. Gummy bears. All right, get your gummy bears. Get your gummy bears.
Gummies!
I just inhaled a bug.
Here,
Oh.
wash it down with a gummy bear.
Ew.
Ew.
Gummy bears are working so far. I'm holding out in Snickers bars for the top. It's a brutal hike. It's about an hour long if you're a professional hiker, but because of the sheer steepness, it'll probably take us close to 2 hours.
Unfortunately, it was about this time that Chloe twisted her knee. She re-injured a past injury, and we knew pretty much immediately that she would need to stay off her legs as much as possible, which of course meant that we needed to head back. While we were all a little disappointed not to finish the hike, we had experienced the best of the views already. The kids, however, were of course a little disappointed not to be able to make it to the playground, but they definitely earned that Snickers bar.
Chloe, what are you eating? Is that a Snickers bar? Are you in a closet? Are you okay? Does your leg feel better? I'm sorry, buddy. The clouds have fully rolled in. It's kind of crazy to see that we are up this high, that when clouds roll through, I mean, we're in the thick of it right now. But I thought I would take a minute to kind of share a few things that we've been talking about, that we've been learning while we've been staying here in Switzerland. when we arrived to Switzerland, to Marin, we were kind of in a low place. I think burnout is what you would say. We've been going so hard, so fast for so long that we were so extremely burnt out, probably more so than we've ever been. And within just a few days, getting rained on now, within just a few days, our stress level had come down so drastically. And I think what we're realizing is just how healing nature can be, and how healing it can be to just stop doing, to just sit there and appreciate, especially a view like this, where you realize kind of how small you are. I guess I've been realizing that we've been moving nonstop. I feel this pressure to do, to keep up the pace, to try new things, to go to new places. And part of that is out of gratitude of what we're doing right now. I mean, we have sacrificed a lot for this. If you're new, the way we're able to travel full time is we sold everything. We sold our house and everything, but I am very grateful for that opportunity to travel this way. And I think that in a sense, out of gratitude, I feel this need to move so fast and to see as much as possible and to have as many experiences with the kids. But out of that, we've been going too fast and too far. But then also, I will admit, we are attempting to create this channel here, and there has been this format that's been set for us of, if you live in the travel space, you're meant to be traveling full time, you're meant to be moving all the time, you're meant to be hopping on planes and changing continents as frequently as possible and doing all of the best activities, so your videos are fast-paced, energetic, and exciting and interesting, and it's exhausting. That's not what we set out to do. That's a distraction from what we set out to do. And I love capturing our story and telling our story and sharing this experience, and really, I mean, I love this format. I love sharing our stories. Like, it's not that different from sitting down in front of a campfire and sharing your experience, except we have the ability to bring the camera and capture visuals. Through the visuals and the piecing together these little videos, we have the ability to not only share our experience, but to remember it at a deeper level. But I think along the way, we've gotten lost in the pressure of performing the way we're meant to, and to build up the audience the proper way. And that's not why we set out to do this. And I think that we have a lot of thinking to do, because we want this to be our lives moving forward. So there's this balance of doing it properly so that things can grow, and also this balance of doing it sustainably so that we don't experience burnout as we have just now. But I do know moving forward, we need to be spending as much time in nature as possible because of how restorative it is. I want to keep traveling the world. That's what I love more than anything. But we're tired. We're exhausted. We need that home base to return to. And we've been talking a lot this week about creating that home base someplace like this, someplace in nature. We'd love to buy a cabin and renovate it out in the middle of nowhere. I think that would be amazing. I think that it also goes against all the rules for what we're supposed to be doing, what's expected of us as we build a certain niche channel. But it might be the right thing for us in building a home and being in an environment that's restorative in order to keep moving forward the way we want to.
We are enjoying a lovely breakfast here at the hotel this morning. They have an incredible array of Swiss cheeses and croissants and jams, eggs. It's beautiful.
So we are staying in Murren, which is actually a car-free zone. There are these large roads here, but there are no cars allowed up here. So it's a very peaceful environment. Right now you can hear helicopters going on in the background. That's because since there are no cars up here, they actually need to bring materials up via helicopter. So right now there's a fair bit of construction going on, so they actually use the helicopters to load up the materials via a cable that they clip onto the helicopter, wrap it around the material, and then fly it up the side of the mountain to drop it off.
I've been searching my whole life for you. Never knowing where it lead me to.
So one thing I find fascinating about these cable cars is that on the upper two levels of Berg and Schilphorn, they need to carry the water up that high. The bottom of these cable cars are outfitted with 5,000 liter water tanks that they will fill up on the lower levels and then hoist them up and offload that water for the restaurants and for people to use at the higher level.
It was time for us to leave our little Swiss paradise and head back down the mountain. We are so thankful for this time that we've had here in Murren, and we will be back. We were not quite finished with Switzerland yet, as we had one more stop to make before heading out to our next destination on our road trip.
This morning we have come to Trumalbach Falls, and this is a really unique experience for us here because there are actually 10 glacier waterfalls inside this mountain that you can access. It's the only place in Europe that you can do that, and they've actually built in a cable car within the mountain that we're gonna go hop on, and you can ride all the way up to the top, and then you can climb your way down and see different parts of the falls.
So today we're visiting Trumalbach Falls. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but it's this massive glacial waterfall that has carved its way through the mountain. And based on the sound of things, it's about to get very loud. So there's 10 separate levels that you can get to, 10 different lookout points, but they've carved tunnels throughout the mountains to view the waterfall. What's crazy is that even when you're protected inside of the mountain, there's still this thunderous roar going through the rocks. It's deafening loud. Feels like the Batcave. I feel like we're Batman in the Batcave. I'm just thinking about the person that discovered this. Like, I don't think I would have told anybody. I think I would have just built a Batcave into the mountain and just lived here. Chloe hurt her knee a couple days ago, so with all the hiking, we have to carry her. There's a nice little swimming pool to jump in.
Whoa! It's so loud, so I doubt that any of these little sound bites are going to be usable, but this is so cool how you can see. It's a little wet, but it's so cool how you can see the water, how it's carved through the mountain over the years. It's just, wow, it's incredibly beautiful.
So this set of waterfalls features a narrow pathway that winds through the mountains. This entire place was carved by one glacial waterfall. Over 20,000 liters of water per second falls through this waterfall, carving its way through the rock. That was pretty cool. We now have, what, a 4-hour drive? We're headed to Italy.
Yay!
Switzerland is a wrap for us, at least for now. I think we're coming back soon. But headed to the mountains and lakes of northern Italy.
As our time had unfortunately finished up here in Switzerland, we are grateful for this time to be out in nature and to reflect on this past year and the direction that we are heading. Thank you so much for your support in our journey, and we can't wait to share what's coming next. See you next week.